Remember the profound words of Clement, someone who knew the gravity of conflict? He once declared that war was far too significant to be entrusted solely to the hands of generals. Now, brace yourself as we're about to set sail on an epic adventure through the annals of cinematic history. We're spotlighting the titans of Tinseltown, the Hollywood heavyweights who've shattered boundaries with their on-screen and off-screen escapades. Get ready for a ride you simply can't afford to miss. Let's dive straight in. Born into a world-spanning heritage on July 5, 1913 in New York City, Peter Julian Ortiz was the son of an American mother with Swiss roots and a Spanish father from France. His education at the University of Grenoble was not just academic, it was linguistic, as he became fluent in an astonishing 10 languages, including English, Spanish, French, Italian, German, and Arabic. Ortiz's saga is not just compelling, it's the stuff of a Hollywood epic. At the tender age of 19, he embarked on a journey with the French Foreign Legion, where his valor in the harsh climes of North Africa was recognized with rapid promotions and commendations, such as the Croix de Guerre and the Maideville Militaria. After his initial stint, Ortiz found himself in Hollywood, lending his military expertise to the silver screen as a technical advisor. With the onset of World War II, Ortiz felt the call of duty once more and rejoined the French Foreign Legion. His gallantry in the face of adversity was unyielding, even after being wounded and taken prisoner by German forces during the Battle of France. His escape was nothing short of cinematic, leading him back to America, where he continued his service with the U.S. Marine Corps. His unique skills and background fast-tracked his commission as a second lieutenant. Ortiz's tenure with the Office of Strategic Services, OSS, was marked by daring reconnaissance missions across North Africa and France, where he worked hand-in-glove with the resistance and aided stranded RAF pilots. His exploits during these times were recognized with a slew of honors, including the Navy Cross, Legion of Merit, Purple Heart, and a variety of French decorations. Post-war, Ortiz didn't hang up his hero's mantle. He returned to Hollywood to continue his acting career. He even offered to serve in Indochina, but military regulations at the time prevented this from happening. Eventually retiring as a colonel, Ortiz's legacy was immortalized with 24 medals from 3 different countries. Among them, the esteemed Order of the British Empire, the French Legion d'Honneur, and several Croix de Guerre. Sterling Hayden's towering statue at 6 and 5 inches and his ruggedly handsome features earned him the monikers Blonde Viking God and the most beautiful man in the movies. Despite his cinematic allure, Hayden's heart belonged to the sea. He was a sailor first and foremost, and acting was merely a means to an end. Hayden's filmography, though not extensive, includes some memorable roles that he took on primarily to fund his nautical passions. He famously quipped, "I'm no actor, I'm a sailor," a statement that reflected his true calling. His seafaring adventures were not just a hobby. He had served with distinction as a captain and first mate aboard various merchant vessels. His journey took an unexpected turn when he enlisted in the U.S. Army during World War II. Unfortunately, a training injury, a broken ankle, led to his discharge. But Hayden's resilient spirit wouldn't allow him to sit out the war. He joined the Marines under an assumed name, excelled in officer candidate school, and quickly rose to the rank of second lieutenant. The Office of Strategic Services, OSS, recognized his potential and brought him on for covert operations. Hayden proved his mettle in espionage, running daring supply missions to anti-fascist forces in the Balkans, and parachuting into enemy-held Croatia to rescue stranded Allied airmen, a feat that garnered him considerable accolades, including the Silver Star. While his roles in films like Dr. Strangelove as General Ripper and The Godfather as the corrupt Captain McCluskey are unforgettable, Hayden never lost his distaste for the acting profession. He openly stated that his film work was simply a means to support his sailing endeavors. For those intrigued by the life of this authentic tough guy and Hollywood outlier, Sterling Hayden's autobiography, The Wanderer, offers an intimate look at his extraordinary life on both land and sea. Kirk Douglas's life was a saga of sheer willpower and tenacity. Born into the depths of poverty, he endured the tyranny of an abusive, alcoholic father, which forged his combative spirit, a trait that would later infuse his acting roles with intensity. As the child of Russian Jewish immigrants, Douglas faced the dual scourges of anti-immigrant sentiment and anti-Semitism. These challenges spurred him to take up boxing, a decision that reflected his fighting spirit. However, Douglas refused to be defined by adversity. He served in the U.S. Navy during World War II until a depth charge accident in 1944 led to his medical discharge. Douglas's Hollywood odyssey showcased his remarkable versatility as an actor. He could captivate audiences as the quintessential tough guy, yet also portray sensitive characters with equal conviction. His repertoire spanned a spectrum of genres, including film noir, light comedies, romances, children's films, dark dramas, historical epics, and westerns. His performances mirrored his own complex persona, bold, intelligent, athletic, creative, and sharp-witted. Not one to be pigeonholed as just an actor, Douglas was a trailblazer in producing, directing, and writing. He founded Bryna Productions, named in honor of his mother, and through it produced landmark films like Paths of Glory and Spartacus, both directed by the then up-and-coming Stanley Kubrick. Spartacus was pivotal in breaking the Hollywood blacklist by openly crediting the blacklisted writer Dalton Trumbo. Douglas's legacy extended beyond the silver screen through his philanthropy. He donated millions to various charitable endeavors, supporting fellow actors, the homeless, and Alzheimer's research. Now, brace yourself for a testament to his indomitable spirit. At 74, Douglas survived a devastating helicopter crash that tragically took 2 lives, and at 79, he overcame a severe stroke, regaining his ability to speak in mere months, a recovery that stunned even his doctors. Kirk Douglas departed this world in February 2020 at the venerable age of 103, leaving behind a legacy of resilience that transcended his on-screen persona. Reflecting on his journey, Douglas once said, "I was not a tough guy, I just acted like one." Yet, his life's narrative tells us that he was, indeed, as formidable in life as the characters he portrayed, marking an indelible impact on the world of entertainment and beyond. William Smith was an extraordinary figure whose physical and intellectual capabilities set him apart as a true Renaissance man. His list of accomplishments reads like a work of fiction, yet every word is true. Smith's physical strength was legendary. He set a record by reverse curling his own body weight, 163 pounds. His prowess extended to arm wrestling, where he was crowned world champion twice, and he excelled in downhill skiing and motocross, even competing against the iconic Steve McQueen. But Smith's athletic achievements didn't stop there. He boasted an impressive 31-1 record as an amateur boxer and claimed the Air Force Light Heavyweight weightlifting title. His stamina was showcased when he completed over 5,100 sit-ups in a grueling 5-hour marathon. His muscular arms, measuring 18.5 inches, became his signature feature. Beyond his brawn, Smith was a man of keen intellect. He earned a Bachelor of Arts degree from Syracuse University and a Master's in Russian Studies from UCLA. A polyglot, he was fluent in Russian, Serbo-Croatian, French, and German, and studied at prestigious institutions like the Sorbonne in Paris and the University of Munich. Smith's intellect and language skills were invaluable during his service in the Korean War, where he worked as a Russian intercept interrogator on secret missions over Russia. He held clearances with both the CIA and NSA and aspired to a classified role within the U.S. government, ambitions that were unfortunately curtailed due to his marriage to a French actress, which resulted in the loss of his security clearance. In the realm of entertainment, Smith's impact was undeniable. His epic fight scene with Clint Eastwood in Any Which Way You Can remains one of the most iconic brawls in cinematic history. Off-screen, it was rumored that Eastwood would be no match for Smith's formidable combat skills. James Doohan, the Canadian actor immortalized as Montgomery Scott, the chief engineer in the legendary Star Trek series, was as formidable in real life as he was on screen. His wartime service during World War II not only tested, but also shaped his mettle, leaving an indelible mark on his character, a resilience that he carried into his acting career. As a lieutenant in the Royal Canadian Artillery, Duhan was part of the courageous force that landed on Juno Beach during the D-Day invasion of Normandy in 1944. On the battlefield, Duhan's bravery and sharpshooting skills came to the fore as he took out a German machine gun nest, silencing a lethal threat to his fellow soldiers. But Duhan's own narrative took a harrowing twist that same night. On his way back to camp, he was mistakenly shot by a nervous Canadian sentry. The friendly fire incident resulted in 6 bullets tearing into him, 4 in his leg, 1 through his chest, and another shattering his right middle finger. Despite the excruciating pain and the gravity of his injuries, Duhan's spirit remained unbroken. With astonishing grit, he managed to make his way back to camp, only realizing the extent of his leg injuries when a medic pointed out the bullets lodged near his knee. His incredulous response, "Well, I walked here," spoke volumes about his extraordinary endurance. Duhan's recovery was arduous, requiring multiple surgeries, including the amputation of his injured finger. In a twist of fate, a silver cigarette case in his shirt pocket deflected the bullet to his chest, sparing his life. Throughout his subsequent acting career, Duhan retained his humor and warmth, endearing himself to colleagues and fans alike. His portrayal of Scotty brought him not just fame, but also the admiration of those who recognized the courage behind the character. His story is a testament to the enduring spirit of a man who, like the starship he fictitiously engineered, James "Jimmy" Stewart, an endearing figure in the pantheon of American cinema, was much more than a beloved actor. He was a bona fide hero of his nation. Born in 1908, Stewart ascended to the zenith of Hollywood, earning a place as one of the most venerable actors in the annals of American film. "I was a baby, and since then I've had so much practice that I'm terrific," he might have quipped. His performances always tinged with a humble charm. Stewart's name is often spoken in the same breath as titans like Humphrey Bogart and Cary Grant, with the American Film Institute honoring him as one of the industry's finest. Yet, at the pinnacle of his stardom, with the world embroiled in conflict in 1941, Stewart heard the call of duty loud and clear. Already a silver screen legend, he enlisted in the Air Corps, driven by a profound sense of patriotism. His fame could have easily granted him a safe post away from the front lines, but Stewart would have none of it. He pushed against the cautious instincts of his superiors, determined to engage in active combat. His ascent was rapid. He soon became a squadron leader, guiding his men through the perilous skies on bombing runs over Nazi Germany. His valor in the face of danger spoke volumes of his character and his commitment to his comrades in arms. But Stewart's military narrative didn't conclude with the end of World War II. He remained in service during the Vietnam War, a testament to his steadfast patriotism. By the end of his service, he had risen to the rank of Brigadier General in the USAF Reserve, his chest adorned with medals that bore witness to his courage and leadership. The legacy of James Stewart is dual-faceted. He is remembered both as an iconic figure who left an indelible imprint on the fabric of American cinema and as a gallant serviceman who answered the call of his country with unwavering resolve. Charles Bronson, born Charles Dennis Bukinski in 1921, was the personification of ruggedness and endurance. His journey began in the coal-rich landscape of Pennsylvania, where he emerged as the 11th of 15 children in a family that knew the true meaning of hardship. From these austere beginnings, Bronson would rise to international stardom, leaving an indelible imprint on the cinematic world. You might wonder, what set Bronson apart? Picture a man who, when faced with life's harshest tests, simply squared his shoulders and met them head-on. It's as if he stepped straight out of a hard-boiled tale of valor, a real-life hero who could have uttered the words, "Do you believe in Jesus?" Well, you're gonna meet him, with absolute conviction. Bronson's medal was not just for the cameras. During World War II, he enlisted in the U.S. Air Force, serving as a gunner aboard a B-29 Superfortress. He flew 25 combat missions, displaying remarkable courage that earned him a Purple Heart for the injuries he sustained. Long before the war, Bronson had known the meaning of toil. As a young coal miner, he faced the punishing reality of the mines, a testament to his physical strength and determination. Boxing, too, was woven into the fabric of his early life, with his older brother as his mentor, a seasoned fighter who imparted the art of resilience and strength. On the silver screen, Bronson's persona was an extension of his real-life toughness. His weathered visage and craggy features seemed to tell a story of life's battles, etched into his very skin. He embodied characters that were as steadfast as he was, never bending, never breaking, in the relentless face of life's storms. Away from the camera's gaze, Bronson was a man of few words, known for his introspective nature and a tendency to shun the social whirl of Hollywood. He was a professional through and through, preferring the solitude that allowed him to hone his craft to perfection. In every aspect, Charles Bronson was the epitome of the tough guy, not just in the roles he played, but in the very essence of his being, a legacy of resilience that continues to inspire. Born into a noble Japanese family, Seishu Hayakawa's early aspirations of becoming a samurai were dashed by a diving mishap that damaged his eardrums. Bearing the weight of disappointment, he nearly met his fate through seppuku, but his life was spared by his father's timely intervention. Seeking a new direction, Hayakawa was sent to America, where he stumbled upon the enchanting realm of cinema. Captivated by the allure of film, Hayakawa found a renewed purpose: to embody the valiant figures of the silver screen and reclaim his honor. His distinctive features and enigmatic presence made him an instant icon in Hollywood. His intense gaze and alluring charisma drew in audiences, particularly women who were spellbound by his mystique. Yet, as an Asian man in a dominantly white industry, his rise to stardom was met with resentment and racial animosity. Undeterred by the era's prejudice and xenophobia, Hayakawa carried himself with the poise of the nobility he hailed from, earning a reputation as the Asian Rudolph Valentino. His cinematic triumphs were paralleled by his personal exploits, as he became infamous for his romantic entanglements with Hollywood's leading ladies. Hayakawa's defiance of social norms and the era's limited views on Asian masculinity made him a symbol of rebellion, a Hollywood maverick. Despite the success he enjoyed, it inadvertently led to the reinforcement of negative stereotypes about Asian men, crafted by those who sought to undermine his influence. Nonetheless, Hayakawa's star power was undeniable, and he played a pivotal role in transforming Hollywood, paving the way for future icons like Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan. His career, spanning over 5 decades, saw him become one of the industry's top earners, breaking barriers for Asian actors with his versatility and talent, notably in the classic The Bridge on the River Kwai, 1957. Off-screen, Hayakawa's life was not without conflict. He often encountered hostility from men intimidated by his stature, but he stood his ground, skilled in martial arts and unafraid to defend his honor, much like the samurai he once aspired to be. Seishu Hayakawa's legacy is a testament to the power of resilience and the breaking of cultural molds. He demonstrated that Asian men could be strong, masculine, and romantic on screen, challenging the stereotypes and redefining male beauty standards in Hollywood. When Hayakawa passed away in 1973 at the age of 87, Hollywood bid farewell to one of its most formidable and transformative figures. His contributions, though not as celebrated in modern times, remain a cornerstone in the history of cinema, marking the journey of a man who was much more than an actor. He was a trailblazer for diversity and representation in the film industry. Audie Leon Murphy, a man whose life story is the embodiment of valor, courage, and unmatched prowess. Born into the world on June 20th, 1925, Audie Murphy would rise to become one of World War II's most gallant American combat soldiers. At just 19 years of age, his audacious spirit garnered him the prestigious Medal of Honor. In January 1945, amidst the fierce battle in the Colmar Pocket, France, young Murphy single-handedly repelled a German onslaught for a relentless hour, even as he faced wounds and a dwindling ammunition supply. His fearless leadership and strategic counterattack left onlookers in sheer amazement. But Murphy's legacy wasn't confined to that one act of heroism. He was bestowed with every military combat award for valor from the U.S. Army, as well as accolades for bravery from both France and Belgium. His name became an emblem of tenacity and indomitable spirit. When the echoes of war faded, Murphy seamlessly transitioned into the glitz of Hollywood, gracing the silver screen in more than 40 films. He portrayed himself in the cinematic adaptation of his own life story, To Hell and Back, further cementing his legend. Yet, Audie Murphy was more than a silver screen cowboy. He was a true artisan of war. his mastery of stealth and marksmanship, honed from a childhood necessity to hunt for survival, rendered him a formidable sniper against the Nazi forces. His fabled stealth tactics, reminiscent of a seasoned ninja, were not just for the wilderness. They were sharpened and effectively used to dispatch Nazi foes with his trusted carbine. Time and again, Murphy's covert skills and sharpshooting disrupted enemy plans and saved countless lives. Even beyond the battlefield, Murphy's prowess didn't wane. He became a judo training partner to James Cagney, eventually outshining him, and showcased his boxing talents, demonstrating his athletic versatility. The tale of Audie Murphy's marksmanship reached mythical proportions. Actor Michael Dante, who shared the Hollywood stage with Murphy, once witnessed his incredible quick draw as Murphy expertly shot pods off aqua plants, a testament to his exceptional shooting accuracy. Murphy's real-life narrative might lack the martial arts glamour of a Chuck Norris or the cinematic fight choreography of a Jet Li, but his was a story of genuine, lethal encounters, where his opponents weren't stunt doubles, but elite Nazi soldiers. In a lineup of Hollywood's tough guys, Bruce Lee, Steven Seagal, Jason Statham, Audie Murphy stands apart. He's the man who faced the grim specter of death and consistently prevailed. Audie Leon Murphy remains an enduring icon of bravery, extraordinary skill, and absolute resolve. Sir Christopher Lee's name resonates with a sense of grandeur and gravitas befitting a man of his extraordinary stature. Born in 1922, Lee's illustrious career spanned nearly 7 decades, marking him as one of cinema's most enduring icons. Yet the roles that captivated millions are but a facet of his remarkable life story. Before he ever set foot on a film set, Christopher Lee served with distinction in World War II. His was not the simulated valor of the silver screen, but the genuine article. As a pilot officer in the Royal Air Force and an intelligence officer, Lee's military service was characterized by bravery and strategic acumen. He was attached to the Special Operations Executive, known as Churchill's Secret Army, and the Special Air Service, engaging in covert operations in North Africa. Lee's wartime exploits extended to the fierce Battle of Monte Cassino with the Gurkha Regiment, a testament to his courage under fire. Post-war, his mission continued as he was tasked with tracking down Nazi war criminals, delving into the abyss of human atrocity to bring perpetrators to justice. These experiences lent a haunting authenticity to his later performances, imbuing them with a palpable intensity. Beyond his military prowess, Lee was a polyglot, conversant in a remarkable 8 languages, which included English, German, French, Spanish, Italian, Swedish, Russian, and Greek. His intellectual acumen was as formidable as his on-screen presence, his eyes reflecting the depth of his knowledge and the breadth of his experiences. Christopher Lee's life was not solely defined by his intellect and military service. He was a man of multifaceted action. He had encountered death, endured the trials of combat, and emerged with a resilience that informed his every endeavor. Yet he retained a compassionate core, channeling his experiences into a passion for the arts. Among the many anecdotes that pepper Lee's life, one stands out. Upon arriving in Prague for a film, he was greeted by a military guard of honor. When an astonished director queried the reason, Lee replied with characteristic nonchalance, "My dear boy, it's for me. I was involved in the assassination of Reinhard Heydrich." Such was the caliber of the man. Sir Christopher Lee was more than an actor. He was a chivalrous knight, a skilled musician, and a decorated veteran. His cinematic legacy is matched only by his heroic deeds off-screen, and his passing on June 7, 2015, left an indelible mark on the world. His life, a tapestry of toughness and talent, continues to inspire and command our admiration. As we close the chapter on our exploration of Hollywood's 10 toughest stars, make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe for more captivating tales from Tinseltown. Keep an eye out for our next feature, and until then, may the spirit of Audie Murphy's heroism inspire you to your own acts of courage.